There we go. Hey, gang. Welcome to Thursday. It's up the middle. We're going to give Psycho and the Psychic another day off, as we will with Mars. We'll see her next week. It's Thursday, 11:03, 99.1 WDJY. Hold on, I got to yell at my dog. Week's worth of demo. Now my dog wants to start tearing things apart. Gays that have gone red. Gays for Trump. How uneducated do you have to be? You're talking about a demographic, and I'm talking about a specific part of the gay community. We're going to talk today about porn stars, gay porn stars who voted for Trump. And that's, they're right. If you want to be stupid, if you want to be uneducated, if you don't want to do your homework, if so many reasons for you to not vote for the guy, and you vote for the guy. Yeah. I'm going to put this across the bottom quick, too. What was the third thing I said we were going to do? An AG with issues and what else? I don't even remember. Well, what am I supposed to talk about today? Damn it. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We had an AG candidate with issues. The Ethics Commission of the House was just about to release some damning evidence. Keep in mind, this is the Ethics Commission of the Republican-controlled House, still currently, right now, Republican-controlled House, and as we learned, it will be in the next session as well, going to release things about one of their loud, I won't say prominent, I'll say loud Republicans. Anyway, that's damning. So what does that Republican do? He gets himself named to be the Attorney General for Trump, resigns from the House. So now that ethics committee no longer has any control over him. 2 days before they were going to release the information. Of course, that's Matt Gaetz. And I gotta find it at the break or whatever. There was something else. Hang out to the end for Pierre's Pot and today's recipient of the Pierre Robert Toast of the Morning Sauce. And finally, morning motivation. Today's motivation comes from Arnold. That's a poor thing, but whatever. I will always be an American before I'm a Republican. One of almost 300 prominent Republicans from federal, state, and local government, and local government to have on any level not endorsed Donald Trump. Whether or not they endorsed Kamala Harris, voted for Kamala Harris, but at least spoke out and said, this guy is no good. That gets ignored. The fact that some of these people are who they are, actual experts, they said, oh, Kamala has this celebrity that doesn't know anything, and that celebrity that doesn't know anything. Do you think for a minute that some Republican strategist didn't sit there and say, let's focus on these know-nothing celebrities and say that's who she's got in her court? Meanwhile, they were trying to tout the same thing for their own court, who were even lesser named and no lesser nothing celebrities, if that's even a phrase. But they drew attention away from the fact that very knowledgeable people, very respected people, highly respected people, actual patriots, said that this guy's no good. This guy's a threat to democracy. How do you call yourself an American and vote for that? Maybe Kamala Harris as a candidate sucks. Oh my God, why did they pick her? But you turn and vote for Hitler. And somebody tried to chastise me the other day that you compare him to Hitler, who killed 6 million Jews. Well, first of all, it was 7. Secondly, he's not there yet. He's already killed 1 million. Do you remember COVID? I love how these people think that we're not in a civil war because we don't have uniforms in blue on one side and gray on another. And we're not at a world war because we're not in the world war where the rest of the people at war right now all hate each other, not just the side that they're fighting against. And I love how people think that this guy's not like Hitler. His ex-wife, who died mysteriously, mind you, said that he had a copy of Mein Kampf on the side of his bed. Okay, let's say, and this is when it came out, during the course of their divorce hearings, let's say that's total BS. She made that up. Okay. If we still have so many other people calling him Hitler, I can bring the camera back on, I guess. If we still have so many other people calling him Hitler, where's that coming from? Maybe it's his speech pattern. I have a great idea. Things are going to be great. Great, 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 great. He keeps telling you things are going to be great. Hasn't done anything to do it. But he keeps telling you things in repetition. He keeps telling you, and I don't mean repetition like he goes to a rally in Milwaukee and another one in Boston and then another one somewhere else. I mean, in that same sentence, it's repetitive. I had a consultant tell me about SEO and about the title of my episode and my show needed to be with buzzwords, sounding familiar, and it needed to be not only in the title, but the first line of the show description, and then 2 more times after that. Why do you think that is? Because even artificial intelligence needs to have it hammered home. And that's what happened to the American people. They had bullshit hammered into them so hard that they believed it. Well, why do you think those of us who know better call this guy a professional? Tell me I'm wrong. I'm going to finish writing this up and get this across the board here. Yeah, so Psycho and the Psychic's off today. We'll try and be back next week. Mars is checking up. We're both busier than one-legged peoples in ass-kicking contests, and I totally understand. We'll see you next week, or we'll see you the week after that. But also, hit me up at 1-888. I think I'm logged in. Yeah, 1-888-88-YERGZ, 1-888-88-YERGZ, or 844-GAY-LGBT. Either of those works. Phone lines are open. Give me a call. Tell me that Trump's better. I'll hear you. And I'm not going to attack you just because we agree or disagree. I'll hear you. But I need to hear why, not just that he's better. And I just don't want, you're not here to gloat and say, oh, we told you this was going to happen. Yeah, you did. And we told you it wasn't going to happen. Somebody was going to lose. But now the people who are going to lose are the people that won the election. Because we're going to be sitting back prepared for this. You think things are expensive now? Eggs, vegetables. Wait till you don't have any vegetables on the shelves to be purchased because there aren't any vegetables to put on the shelves because there aren't any farm workers to pick the vegetables. Because you voted for a guy who went into export. The only thing he wanted to export were the people doing all the work. That's what you think's a smart move. You think that somebody's that working for literally pennies a day are taking your jobs and buying your houses that you can't afford to buy because you don't know how to manage money. Just because you can't manage a budget or balance a checkbook, that's not Joe Biden's fault. But that's who you're blaming it on. Because the Hispanic demographic has this macho thing where they were never voting for Kamala Harris in the first place. Even though she's probably got a bigger dick. Yeah, this Mr. Rogers thing just isn't working. Forget about Howard Stern. Forget about Joe Rogan. How that guy, being so calm and so loving, reached so many people. I guess times were different then. Isn't that what we all usually blame it on? So, will you always be a gay before being a conservative or a progressive? So, will you always vote for somebody that represents the things that matter to you when you're HIV positive, hepatitis C positive, marginalized in the first place, working in an industry where most of which is illegal? The dates that you go on, everybody knows what that is. It's prostitution. And I've met plenty of sex workers at my gym, in my community. One of the guys we're going to talk about, I've had sex with. Most of them are good people. Some are assholes. Without question. Usually, here's me being conservative. Usually, they're the ones who are really far out progressive. And I think some of what the progressive sex that they're doing, like trans, and they're not trans because you can tell that's something that they're into. You can tell that there's something that there's a market for. And from a business perspective, I get that. But from the personal perspective, where the way that they're marketing it, it's very disingenuous. I've seen these people at the gym. I've seen these people around trans people in the community. They're not friends. And I'm saying that because that's more of a leftist marketing target demographic is so many of the younger sex workers are not bisexual, which means they're into men and women and or women. Because if you're trans, female to male, you're still considered to be a man. Forget that they're trans. The person is a man. They identify as a man. Done. Or vice versa. But they like to say that they're pansexual because instead of having a preference for one or the other sex, pansexuality is having a preference for the person's type of attitude and who they are as a person. Yet you don't see any unattractive people in gay porn or trans porn or any that involves pretty men. And I say pretty even in a masculine possibility. All they are bisexual sex workers that refuse to have sex with assholes. That's all it is. That's pansexuality in the gay community. But now all of a sudden, we've got some of them that are supporting Trump. Apparently, I've read the article, and we're going to go over parts of it today. Apparently, because it's the cool thing to do. Because when you talk about, or when you hear their so-called reason, it's just like everybody else that supports Trump. They don't have one. There's nothing about policy. And we said last week, we said earlier this week, well, history will keep saying that was Kamala's mistake, was that she talked about policy, but blamed it on the people she was trying to get to vote for her. Or said that they weren't understanding it, so you just have to take her word for it. Things of that nature. Just in general terms, approaches like that, and it bit her in the ass hard. So, Governor says, I will always be an American before I'm a Republican. And maybe that's what these gays were saying, that they will always be an American before they're progressive. But what the Arnold's really saying is, I've done my homework, and it doesn't necessarily jive with my party's platform, or it doesn't ride down party lines. And the bigger message there is, as I've been saying my whole broadcasting career, that sounds a little overdramatic, speaking of gay, but I mean that literally. It is truthful, literally. That's why I got into this. The same week that Tucker Carlson and Dan Bongino were fired from Fox News. Because I can do better. I can bring to you the truth. I don't have the budget to fly to Russia and give you a skewed version of their life. When they go through groceries and when Tucker Carlson goes grocery shopping, oh, these items are also only a total of $80. He doesn't tell you that $80 is what Russian people make in a month. That's why he is what he is, and they're at the situation they're in. That's what we're headed for. We got a guy in office who's following Putin, who's following Xi, who's following dear leader and with the man boobs in North Korea, Kim Jong-un. Those are the people he looks up to. And now, some Queenie guy on LinkedIn wants to question me and challenge me because his speech patterns follow Hitler? It fits. So we want to thank Arnold for that. We got our gays that I talked about coming up, and Pierre's pot by the end of the day. It is 11:23, about almost 11:24, seconds away from it. On 99.1 WDJY, America One Radio, and the rest of the Massive Media Network. We'll be back after this. Hey, gang. Does your house smell nasty? Do you want to freshen it up a little bit? Go to aromabypeter.com. Check out all of Peter's candles. It's what we burn here in Studio Yergs. I'm burning right now leather-scented candle. That's right, leather-scented. So go to aromabypeter.com/Yergs and check out his candles today.
I'm Jane Stahl, retired English teacher, and with my BFF, Susan Bebeck, we manage Studio B Fine Art Gallery in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. We showcase the art of hundreds of local artists, publish books of the poetry, prose, and art of local writers, offer classes, art parties, workshops, discussion groups, cater dinners. We've even hosted a wedding. And we're here to be the go-to place for friendship, learning, and fun in our community. Virtual tours of our exhibits are available right here on Yergs Radio. Let us introduce you to some amazing art and artists.
Check out Jane Stahl and everyone at Studio B in Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Please visit our YouTube channel, Talk TV 24. How's your website doing? I'll tell you how mine's doing. It's awesome. Yergs.com is gotta be the best website for anybody in podcasting or any sort of broadcast solo journalist like me. How did I get that? Limit Break Digital. Limit Break Digital did my website with Yergs.com. They did YergerGroup.com. They take care of my marketing, my branding, and help me get the message out to you. Go to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs for 10% off your next project. That's a $3,000 site, Yergs.com. And you can get 10% off that by just going to limitbreakdigital.com/Yergs today. Talk to Jay. That's my guy. We all got a guy, and Jay's mine. Limit Break Digital. All right, gang. So I figured out what the other thing I was supposed to we're going to talk about. I could have just looked at the tabs on my web browser. A shakeup at CNN. I'm hearing all kinds of things about Don Lemon and others that are leaving. The only one that I'm seeing so far yesterday, Chris Wallace announced he's leaving CNN because he wants to see what the new media environment has to offer. This is a guy who's been at Fox, now CNN. And in 77, I'm thinking he could probably, but I saw on Twitter, Don Lemon fired. Let's see. Yeah, that was. Oh, so he's okay. So he's left Twitter. Wasn't he fired from there too? All right, well, we're going to have to read that because this is only a day old from The Hill. And I get it. I'm limiting what we're doing at Twitter. I'm there. I want to be there because I think that's part of the fight. That's why I'm on Rumble. Also, there will be days where I say, hey, Republicans did well here. Good job, guys. And I want that to go out over Rumble. But I also want the critiques to go out over Rumble. So somebody has the opportunity on the right to see the truth. Isn't that what we're all here for? Dan, not Don, Dan Bongino, who there are things in the past couple of years I've been right about. There are things in the past couple of years I have not been right about. The election. I would not be surprised, and I'm not calling this yet, but I would not be surprised if he becomes nominated to be the next Secret Service director. Look at who's in it. Department of Defense. A talking head, a weekend warrior from Fox News, who's got no more experience about defense than he served honorably and with great distinction. And I forget if it was Navy SEAL or Army Green Beret, something of substance, but not that he should be over top of the Joint Chiefs and literally the entire military and the greatest military in history. He's not that good. Somebody actually said it in one of the Twitter posts that I was reading earlier this morning. There was Gates. There was this guy from Defense who's, I mean, let's just put him there. Then they're going to be confirmed. I mean, who's going to do the confirmation? The current Senate? No, because they're not in office yet. That doesn't start until the very first thing after the inauguration, or when they actually come back, which is actually before the inauguration. But most of it goes beyond the inauguration. But with a Republican majority, all of whom clearly feared dear leader, who's going to buck that? So some camera guy, so I guess there's hope for me, right? Some camera guy, some, like I said, weekend warrior from Fox is going to be the next Secretary of Defense. And as such, a guy who walked around Capitol Hill taking his phone, putting it to other members and saying, yeah, I got that last night, or whatever verbiage he actually used. I'm paraphrasing for the record. That underage girl on his phone is who he had sex with. That's your next attorney general. That's the guy who's in charge, on behalf of the president, of enforcing all the laws. What do you think is going to happen to his? They're going to get pushed away somewhere? Pardoned, maybe? I want to know if the father of those girls are Trump supporters. Well, all right. So, we've had our motivation. Being an American before being a Republican. I have to type that in here. So you have it on show notes. All right, there's that. So let's go down the line, talk about all of them. First of all, 4 gay adult film stars, and this is according to Out Magazine. We'll, of course, put that in the show notes as well. 4 gay adult film stars who have publicly come out as Trump supporters. What's that saying? You can't make this up. And I've gone through the article already. It's workplace friendly enough. There might be shirtless guys there, but I think you can stomach it. Where is it? There we go. Yeah. Here's a list of gay adult film stars who are sharing their support for Donald Trump. and things are getting weirder than ever. So one of the guys, well, it's not a secret that an occupational hazard of being in a job where you frequently have unprotected sex with a relative unknown for your partner, that you're going to come across some sort of contagious disease, such as hepatitis C, HIV, and so on. Project 2025 included promises, read that as threats, like limiting gender affirming care for trans people, restraining access to pre-exposure, I could never pronounce this, restraining access to PrEP. It's pre-exposure prophylaxis for HIV prevention. So PrEP is PR for pre, E for exposure. What's next? Prophylaxis. And then for HIV prevention. It is a pill that you take, and I was on it for a while, and then I moved to Trump country where I realized I didn't want to have sex with anybody here. It's a pill that you take that helps your body fight exposure to the HIV virus. So in the event that you look them over in a bar and you think you can tell whether or not a person is HIV positive or not, which you can't, you're still 99% protected. That doesn't mean you're not going to get something else, which of course was on the rise with the invention of PrEP. But Project 2025 also wants to ban porn and adult films. That's what you do for a living. They want to restrict abortion even further, following the overturning of Roe versus Wade, and relentlessly advocating for mass deportation of U.S. immigrants, to name a few. Do you know who you have some of your movies with? Not all of them are here legally. That's why they do what they do. One of the reasons. You know the whole gay for pay thing? According to an exit poll published by NBC News, 86% of voters who identified as gay, lesbian, bisexual, and or trans voted for Kamala Harris to become the next president of the United States, which isn't a surprising stat given how concerning Trump's platform was for the LGBTQ plus community. On the other hand, Trump's reelection did expose an unexpected phenomenon within our community. Several gay adult film stores who identified themselves as Trump supporters during his presidential run and felt even more emboldened to publicly spew conservative rhetoric after he won the 2024 election, despite the fact that most of their audience consists of queer men. I don't like that word, gay men. Despite the fact that most of the crap they're spewing has already been debunked and proven inaccurate. Why should we care what gay film stars are saying about politics? Yeah, they're not exactly somebody that I look to for, today's news. But before delving into the list of gay adult film stars who identified themselves as pro-Trump conservatives, we should acknowledge society's deeply rooted prejudice against performers in the porn industry, regardless of sexual orientation. Like I said, I know people in adult entertainment. Some are actual, I will call them friends of mine because I can call them right now and say, I'm still here for you. Had I not just seen this story late last night, I would have, and I think it's timely. Maybe we can do a follow-up. I'll reach out to some of them and see if they want to come on the air. But it's just more things to sit here and scratch your head at. Because I will tell you, this does not make sense. Several gay adult film stars have very recognizable names and faces within the gay community. I can't say all those letters. That's another thing that pisses me off. Some of them reaching hundreds of thousands of followers across social networks and user-generated content platforms. Like, I can't even think of it now. OnlyFans, for example. This means that even if you, specifically you, don't consume any gay porn or are not familiar with these performers, they still have massive followings on social media and run pages on sites like OnlyFans and Just for Fans that are mostly patronized by queer men. Oh, there's that word again. God. Clearly, the people that run this are not old enough to know when queer was a bad word. For the record, freedom of speech does allow these performers to express their conservative points of view. Agreed, 100%. Like I said, if you want to be stupid, be stupid. And it is up to their subscribers to decide whether they'll continue to support them. However, one cannot deny that gay adult film stars have a huge reach in the LGBTQ plus community, the gay community, an audience that mostly consists of gay men and massive online presence overall, which is why their choice to publicly share their pro-Trump political perspectives is being so intensely discussed after the 2024 election results. And we'll start off with Devin Franco. Beautiful guy. Oh, good looking, great body, legs the size of tree trunks. I'll try to find you a guy I hooked up with, by the way. Hot guy, sweetheart. Really disappointed to see him being this stupid. I'm on another tab right now, just seeing if I can get you a headshot because the article doesn't have that. Oh, I misspelled it. That's why. It's I-N, not O-N. Yeah, well, here you go. Here it is. Here he is with Trump. There you go. There is a safe enough photo for the workplace. That's Devin Franco. Great looking guy. Very nice guy. You know, like I said, I met him at the gym, sauna, steam room actually. And the rest is history. But yeah, I'll let you look at that while I read. On November 5th, Out's sister publication Pride reported on Twitter post shared by gay adult film stars Devin Franco, where he identified himself as a Trump supporter. For context, Franco reaches 492,000 followers on Twitter alone. This all started when Franco responded to a Twitter post from a gay guy who's left the left and was voting for Trump. Franco replied, 100% agree. As the followers responded with criticism, Franco clapped back and doubled down on his support for Trump, as Trump supporters do, dig your heels in instead of admitting a mistake. Another standout Twitter post shared by Franco reads, Project 20, this is what's totally wrong. And if I would have spent my time being one of your followers and maybe you'd follow me back, you'd learn how to fact check this much better. Project 2025 was created by a think tank that doesn't have any power in government. That statement is partially true. But what he's not considering, or he's not going to consider in the rest of the statement, is that the people running Project 2025 are prior or now future, because that's who's being selected, Trump administration people. And it has never been a secret that the Heritage Foundation, which is the owner of the project, of the people, the think tank he's referring to, has always been a right influencing organization. That's what think tanks in DC do. They're lobbyists. The only people talking about it are liberals using it for fear-mongering propaganda. No, there are not, never Trump. I'm not a liberal. I'm progressive. I'm liberal. And I'm also conservative. It's not fear-mongering propaganda when it's actually true. If you think Project 2025 is real, your R word, I'm going to presume he's saying retarded. I know you think I am, but I'm not going to stand down to a mean girl like you. It's not about being mean, Devin. It's about giving you some tough love. You effed up. Franco subsequently shared a statement to the Post Millennial, a publication that describes itself as a conservative news outlet. The adult film star wrote, "I was tired of the censorship." Wait till you see what Twitter does to you. "I was tired of the censorship, cancel culture, and manipulative emotional coercion of the left. Now the Democratic machine has turned on me, all because we went a different opinion than they do. I knew there would be some blowback, and I thought it would mostly just get mean comments. People are being told not to work with me, and if they do, they will probably get treated the same way. But I always stand my ground for what I believe in, even if that costs me my job. I'm not worried about how I'm going to make money. I'm a smart guy. But the direction this country was going was scaring me. Wait till you see Trump try to get his third term, like I already told you 8 years ago he was going to try to do. That should scare you." On Monday, November 11th, a Twitter fan wrote, "Advice from someone who's been an openly gay Trump supporter for 4 years. The more they bitch, the more money that you make." So what he's talking about there is when you comment on their platform, if they have a professional platform, they get paid for causing interaction on the platform, which means people are using the platform. I'm like that. I got a couple of, I'm still new. I got a couple of bucks from, I've built an account on Twitter. I haven't cashed it out yet. Same thing with Facebook. And I got paid twice so far by, it's up here, Podmatch. Advice from someone. Oh yeah. There is a continuing of that advice of that someone. There is no greater promotion than a butthurt liberal queen who's on a mission to tell you the whole world is about you. Nothing hotter than the forbidden fruit. I don't know what any of that means, but I'm not here trying to be hot. I don't want your likes because I'm a good-looking guy or I got long hair or what else, because I got a Buccaneers shirt on. I want you to follow me because I'm bringing you something very few people have. Common sense. I think my son's here. I'm starting to learn that we need to support each other. And now, this guy's known as the C-Man, Big C. He's got a posse of gay stars that they call themselves the C-Men. Get it? Letter C, men, play on words. He's more in like his own platform, not as much with the studios. Arid Win-Win, another smart, good-looking guy. Alex Grant is another one. Alex Grant likes getting beat up. His Instagram is Kill Alex Grant. He's into the rough stuff and is into receiving it. Well, guess what, dude? You're about to receive it. I mean, he's got 800,000 followers on Twitter. And apparently several of his posts can be considered pro-Trump. You know, I'm all about your opinion, but back it up with something almost intelligent. Anyway, one more break, gang. And when we come back, we're going to talk about your future Attorney General. 99.1 WDJY. You're going up the middle, running with the big dogs. This is Yergs. I'll be right back.
Hey, gang, it's Yergs. Do you have a podcast? Of course you do. It's probably one of the reasons why you listen to us. Well, I got something for you. Flowsend.ai. All you do is take your pre-recorded data, click, drag, and drop right into the inbox for Flowsend AI. Click a button, and out comes everything that you're going to need. From the transcript to content, such as keywords, titles for your episode, the timeline, posts for LinkedIn, posts for Twitter, Instagram, other smaller platforms, all the things that it takes you hours to do in literally minutes. So go to flowsend.ai. Tell them Yerg sent you and get your subscription today. Worth every penny. Flowsend.ai.
All right, we're back. I saw that picture of Devin, and I've made a decision. Later today, I'm going to the gym. I'm going back to the gym. I'm getting back into this. Where am I going to go? Where can I go? Where can a guy go who's, I don't know, just wants to work out? Well, I'll tell you. I'm going to build momentum. I'm going to get the body back that I used to have and be healthy again. And doing that, I'm going to go to Momentum Fitness and Wellness, he said, while drinking coffee. Momentum Fitness and Wellness is in Bayonet Point and Jasmine Estates, right on US 19, between the Richies and Hudson. If you're heading northbound, look for the U-Haul on the right. There's a big Arby's sign on the right. It's in between the two in that shopping center. Build your momentum. Talk to Anthony, like Limit Break Digital. I got a guy, Anthony. He's my guy. Go there, talk to Anthony. Go to the door. Just use the QR code that's right on the door. You can sign up with that, or do it from home by going to Limit Break Digital. Yeah, by going to MomentumFitnessAndWellness.com. You'll find it. It's there. So it finds you, get your beach body back, keep that Hernando beach body, get that Clearwater or St. Pete body you've always wanted or had, as is my case, and get back, build that momentum. Momentum, Fitness, and Wellness. All right, to wrap up, I don't think we're going to get to CNN, but I got to talk about Don Lemon tomorrow. We'll probably want to talk about this tomorrow again, but I this is too much. I can't let this go. Turn on that screen here. So, yeah. Here it is. I want to try something. What did that do? Nothing. Okay. I shrank the browser to maybe shrink it on the screen, but so it's all over the news. In case you live under a rock, you've come here and you'll still get it. Yesterday, Matt Gaetz was chosen as Trump's attorney general, which again, he just also won the Senate, who confirms the attorney general. So I have to presume that he's talked to the likely Senate leadership, who, by the way, has also been chosen. We reported that right here yesterday. But there is some apparent GOP backlash. Let's take a look at that. Proud to see that it's coming from Forbes magazine, which usually is a little bit right-leaning. Trump's AG pick, Matt Gaetz, faces GOP backlash, raising doubts about Senate vote. Multiple Republican senators openly criticized President-elect Donald Trump's pick for Attorney General, right-wing firebrand Rep. Matt Gaetz from Florida. He's up in the panhandle, like Panama City, like the western end. In the hours after the announcement Wednesday, raising the possibility that the Senate could reject him under Republicans' newly claimed slim majority in the upper chamber. It's not that slim, although he does have to get, I think, 60%. Let's look at this. Republicans will have a 53-47 seat majority in the Senate starting in January, meaning it would take only 4 Republican no votes to reject Gaetz or any nominee, assuming all Democrats vote against the choice, which appears to be a strong possibility in Gaetz's case. So let's hope. At least 5 Republican senators have expressed doubts about Gaetz, including Senator Susan Collins, Republican from Maine, Lisa Murkowski, Republican from Alaska, Tom Tillis, Republican from North Carolina, Max Miller, Republican from Ohio. Max Miller is not the Republican from Ohio. He's a Republican from Ohio, but he's in Congress. He just beat Matt Diemer. That would be Bernie Moreno. And Joni Ernst, a Republican from Iowa. That was reported by Politico. But Murkowski stating, I don't think it's a serious nomination for the Attorney General. And Miller calling it a reckless pick that has 0 shot of getting through the Senate. It's unclear if any will vote to reject him. Well, if Miller, Max Miller is not, Max Miller is who beat Matt for Congress. Bernie Moreno wins. Oh, that's right. There is only one senator right now, and it's not Max Miller. The other senator from Ohio was J.D. Vance. And Sherrod Brown just lost to Bernie Moreno. Why are they quoting Max Miller? Is Max Miller a senator or representative? Max Leonard Miller, born November 13th, 1988, is an American Republican politician and former aide to Donald Trump. A member of the U.S. House, he has been the U.S. representative since 2023, Shaker Heights, Ohio. Yeah, Max Miller is not a senator. I mean, everything here is saying that he's still representative. There's nothing saying that he's coming up in the Forbes article. Yeah, so there's, in what I'm finding, and you'll see it if you do a deep enough thing, but that was clearly, he doesn't have a vote because he's in the House, and there's nothing that we found right there to suggest he's being appointed by the governor of Ohio to replace J.D. Vance. Some senators declined to comment or did not comment on Gates specifically when asked by reporters about the pick. So there's perhaps more. I'm trying to go fix a toilet between getting back for a vote. I'm a toilet. What? I'm trying to go fix a toilet between getting back for a vote. Life's a little hectic right now. Senator Bill Cassidy, a Republican for Louisiana, told Politico. Senators don't fix toilets. That was a statement. That we just probably lost 99-1. Yeah. Guys, we got to wrap up. We'll definitely be talking about this tomorrow. And, there's the kid. Class was canceled, but got my classes for next semester. Going to go chill with a homie for a bit. I'll come later. Okay. All right. So, gang, more than 10 minutes to talk about this. And we already lost, because I got rambling, we already lost 99.1 and America One Radio. So I don't want to count them out of it. I'll put this on the notes for tomorrow. I'll put all these links in the notes for today. 99.1, well, I mean, you don't care about that because they're not here anymore, but 99.1 WDJY and everybody on the Massive Media Network. We got our work to do. And see you tomorrow.